Yesterday, in addition to everything going on when it came to the Trump-Elon X spaces, Trump also listed and released, and I sent this to Humberto. We're not going to read all of them, but he listed his 20 core promises to make America great again. So when you go, well, what are Trump's policies? If we could pull up the graphic and show, there are 20 different points that Donald Trump has made that he believes can right the course and fix America and the current conditions that we are in economically, nationally, security-wise, internationally with security. What has Kamala offered besides tax on tips and that she's going to fight inflation by
she's a black female. That's it. That's all she has to
industry.
do. What are you talking about?
No,
nothing.
Wait,
do
we have the...
She doesn't need
I
one
don't know
point.
if they have the graphic, but there it is. Okay, yeah, I mean, but there's 20 of them that he lists.
So so number one, seal the border and stop the migrant invasion. Carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. I don't know if that's going to happen. End inflation and make America affordable again.
I love that.
Make America... sorry, Adam, your head. Okay. Yep. Make America... Go back up. Make America the dominant energy producer in the world by far.
Drill, baby,
drill. Stop outsourcing and turn the United States into manufacturing superpower. Large tax cuts for workers and no tax on tips. Kamala stole that. Defend our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, and our fundamental freedoms, including freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the right to keep and bear arms. Prevent World War III, restore peace in Europe and the Middle East. Okay, go to the next one. End weaponization of the government against American people. Stop the migrant crime epidemic. Demolish the foreign drug cartels. Okay, we could keep going to that, Roberto.
To the next one. 11 through 20 is a separate tweet, Humberto.
Okay, it's all good.
So we get a plan.
He's at least offering a solution, and that's what I listened to
Yeah, but
last
he's got
night.
one problem. He's not a black woman.
Yeah, well, he gets self-identified.
He's an angry orange man.
He gets self-identify as whatever he wants because that's the world that we live in, and go and then win and then piss off all the women because he'll be the first black woman president, and I would do it.
He's pregnant
I would
and
genuinely
got an abortion.
And Rob, do you have one more? Because I definitely want to get into what they did with Tulsa because we're talking about
what
Kamala's
future do you want, baby? What future do you want?
And guys, because I want Rob to do this because we only have 10 minutes left. I do want to because you guys were talking about how he's warning everybody of what Kamala's presidency would do that 4 years. I have something, but Rob, say what you want to say.
The final clip I'd like to play because we've gone back and forth, Vinny. We've talked about on this podcast, The Unusual Suspects. Yeah. We've talked about Joe Biden's cognitive decline 7, 8, 9 months ago. It ends up coming to fruition. We talked about, it's weird that Joe Biden's dropping out. Oh, it's weird that we haven't seen him in like 7 days. It's weird that now Kamala Harris is in. Was there a coup? Well, Donald Trump addresses that yesterday, and I think that's very important. When it comes down to the 2024 election, outside of abortion, what is the other argument for the Democrats? Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. But you have to ask yourself, what is going on right now in the Democratic Party? What is going to happen at the DNC next week? Is that democracy? Because according to Donald Trump, it was a coup. And according to all reports from the White House, it was a setup to push out Joe Biden to bring in Kamala Harris. And now we have Donald Trump acknowledging that. Humberto, clip number 11, if you could play that.
Don't forget, I beat Biden. Yep. He failed in the debate miserably. And, some people said, oh, gee, it's too bad. It's too bad he did so badly, or I did well in the debate. The first night they said, wow, one of the people at CNN said that was the greatest debate performance I've ever witnessed. And then 2 days later, they didn't talk about that. They just said he was bad. But that's okay. That's the way I get treated, and I don't mind that at all. What I can tell you is this. We cannot have a Democrat. We cannot have her. She's incompetent. She's as bad as Biden in a different... Yeah. Look, she hasn't done an interview since this whole scam started. And say what you want. This was a coup. This was a coup of a president of the United States. He didn't want to leave, and they said, we can do it the nice way or we can do it the hard way.
Yeah, they just took him out back behind the shed and basically shot him.
What they did with this guy, and I'm no fan of his, and he was a horrible president, the worst president in history. And one of the reasons he was so bad, first of all, the Israeli attack would have never happened. Russia would never have attacked Ukraine, and we'd have no inflation. And we wouldn't have had the Afghanistan mess, if you think of it.
Well, listen.
So it's nice to hear someone actually saying the quiet part out loud.
Yep.
Someone from a position of authority or was in a position of authority and is trying to win back that position.
You sound like an angry patriot,
yeah,
Rob.
you definitely
You
do.
sound very angry.
Yeah, by the way, you guys, you can get that shirt at vtmerch.com. But let's be honest with each other.
Look at
Like,
that face.
like
Look
Rob,
at
let's
those
be
eyes.
honest. He actually did go. I don't think Trump saw it. He went on CBS morning something a couple days ago, and Joe Biden's like, well, they go, what happened? And Joe Biden goes, well, a couple people in the Democratic leadership, Senate and House, went up to me and said, hey, listen, you're going to hurt us. You're going to hurt the racists. So, bro, I'm telling you right now, it was Barack Obama, Hillary, a bunch of people in the room, and they went like this, hey, Joe, I know, you're kind of there. I know your wife, she loves to be on Vogue and sit in your White House chair and act like she's running the show. It's over. And so if I hear one more Democrat, one more, and guys, everybody that's watching at home, you hear one more Democrat say the word democracy again to your face, tell them to shut up, okay? And explain to them, where's your democracy? No, because, think about it. Did you vote for this? Did you pick Kamala? No, your Democratic Party pushed out the old guy because he lost in one debate. It took one debate to expose his ass, which what we've been telling you guys for the past 4 years, okay? So there goes your democracy. And going back to the point, Rob, are you good?
Yeah.
'Cause I want to tell you guys, I know this is off topic, but it's not really off topic. You guys mentioned, and Tom, I talked to you about this before we started, this 4 years that's going to be coming up, and she's a viable threat for Kamala Harris. Tulsi Gabbard, on August 4th, a whistleblower came out. A federal air marshal service reported that Tulsi Gabbard was enrolled in the TSA's Quiet Skies program. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's a domestic terror watch list under Mayorkas' Department of Homeland Security, okay? This happened the day after she was on Laura Ingram's show, The Angle, where she's talking about how dangerous Kamala's presidency would be. Umberto, and if you guys haven't seen this, play this clip. This is all she said, and she was put on a watch list. Go for it.
Our foreign policy decisions are being made by unelected people in the military-industrial complex who are profiting from us being in a constant state of war, and the national security state that has more power to undermine our freedoms and liberties when we are in a state of war. Kamala Harris does not have the strength to stand up to the military-industrial complex.
Oh, okay, now, so FYI, then, guys, I'm going to get angry patriot here in a second. In a letter from a whistleblower, Tom, attorney Tristan Levitt, he writes that the special mission coverage on her case reportedly involved 2 explosive detection K-9 teams following her, I'm watching her, 1 transportation security analyst in explosives, 1 plainclothes TSA supervisor, and 3 federal air marshals on every flight that Tulsi Gabbard boards. Okay, and let me explain this for people that don't know. She's an active duty lieutenant colonel for the Army National Guard, okay? In the Army, all right? She was deployed in Iraq in 2004. She was assigned to as a field medical unit in a combat zone and received a combat medal badge for service under enemy fire. She was in Iraq fighting terrorists, okay, so that we could be safe here. And Mayorkas and remember the cabal that you were talking about? This cabal put her on a domestic terror watch list because she said what she said. You guys should be scared of a Kamala presidency, okay? Yeah. Now think about this. For the rest of her life, Tom, for the rest of her life, she has to look over her shoulder. She has to check. Her phones are tapped for sure for the rest of her life. Do you understand how much of a disrespectful... I hope she's suing because that is, as a veteran, this drives me insane. But beyond spit in the face, beyond the Secret Service denial, besides denying RFK and then finally giving it to him after Trump was shot, Mayorkas is putting her on a terror watch list for saying Kamala is horrible.
You know why she's so dangerous?
Why?
You know what's worse than Republicans criticizing Kamala?
What?
Democrats.
Of course, well, she was a Democrat.
She was a Democrat nominee for president in the last election in 2020. It doesn't, you don't have to have an amazing memory to remember she single-handedly ended Kamala's campaign.
I remember that. It was amazing.
She was fighting sort of internally with Hillary Clinton. She was labeled a Russian asset, whatever. We've spent a lot of time with Kamala. Sorry, with Tulsi, none with Kamala.
I've interviewed Kamala a couple times.
Here on this stage, we've spent time with her. She's a very credible person. Is there a more disruptive force to the Democratic nominee in the Democratic Party than a veteran woman of color who was a Democrat, who ran for president, who is now challenging their entire ideology and beliefs. She is public enemy number one in terms of females to basically subjugate and put on this
and then
list.
to put her on a domestic terror. It's like there's KKK members that are on that list. There's Middle Easterns here that literally are radicalized, that they let them walk free. You put on active duty, bro. Dude, there's no disrespect, Tom, that I could eat. I can't even form a sentence of how pissed off, and I hope Tulsi sees this, how mad I am for her, because for the rest of her life, guys, you don't, Adam.
No, it's not going to be the rest of her life.
No, what I'm saying is, guys, once you're on their radar, even if they say we're going to drop you, they're still going to be monitoring her. They've already tapped into
It's all
her.
BS because she's not doing anything wrong. It's not like she's actually.
But put
she's
yourself.
flying
But put
like,
yourself in her every time she goes to the airport.
I get it.
Go ahead, Tom.
But it takes no. It's not going to be for the rest of her life. It's going to be till someone is sitting in the Oval Office who is a bigger patriot than those that are not non-patriots, and it is to dismantle the apparatus that was there. Vivek Ramaswamy said it right. He said, look, there are components that he had studied and he had spoken to experts that there were components that needed to be disassembled in this complex. Yes. And once you do, then a lot of these programs are unstaffed. But you have to have the people around you willing to support you, and there has to be a leader that's willing to take the first step, as opposed to a leader who... Joe Biden, who looks at a Post-it on his mirror and says, oh, it must be football season. I'm supposed to be hard on the punter. Yeah. And it's, sir, I'm sorry, that says pardon Hunter. Yeah.
Let's end it there, though.
What's up, everybody? Vincent O'Shaughnessy here. If you want to see me and the entire Valuetainment crew, we will be at the Volt Conference September 4th through the 7th at the Palm Beach Convention Center, hosted by none other than Patrick Bet-David and featuring Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Guys, this is the place to be. If you are an entrepreneur and you want to level up, do not miss this opportunity. This is the best place to network. If you want tickets, go to thevaultconference.com. Do not waste time. This thing is going to sell out, and I will see you guys there. Peace and love. So if you like this clip, click right here. And if you want to see more like it, click right here. Stay angry, Patriots.